The 851st edition of the MMA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog. Get up to $1,000 deposit match when you sign up at UnderdogFantasy.com using promo code MMASGPN.
Howdy ho, degenerados, and welcome to episode 851 of the MMA Gambling Podcast, the Sports Gambling Podcast Network, dedicated to Blackheart Margo, one of our friends on YouTube who watches us on his big screen TV. So, right after we were talking about how people watch us on the big screen TV. Margo, do not put any mirrors up to your TV or I will smash them. So, just keep mirrors away and you should be safe. Thank you for coming to the show, whether you're watching, listening, however you're consuming this. Thanks for coming. I am still Kaiser Del Busto for now. Jeff Fox, alongside me, Daniel Gumby-Vreeland. We got the other half of our UFC Spart Wash 3 event. It's UFC Fight Night Hill versus Rountree, aka UFC Baku. Gumby took some swings on a couple of big dogs yesterday, not surprisingly. That's how Gumby likes to roll. He had what, plus 330, plus 390. So
plus spoil it. Make him go back and listen.
Yeah, plus 225. Gumby's got a lot. I'm not telling the who, but yeah, he's got a lot of dogs. So this could be the week you catch up if all those dogs come through. So that was the first 6 fights today. We're doing the main card, 6-fight main card. Thoughts on the main card, Gumby? Do you have thoughts? Are they all over the map again?
A couple of tight fights at the beginning where you got a couple of guys who are like, do I know how good this guy is?
Mm-hmm.
Because they've had like stinker performances, and then you're like, but are they really that bad? And so like I found myself asking that question a whole bunch of times, being like watching their bad fight over again. Yeah. And being like, but they're not this bad. I know they're not this bad.
Yeah.
So that makes it hard to pick sometimes.
Yep, it's true. But pick we have, and we will give you all our winning plays after I remind you or let you know for the first time that college football team previews are back on the College Experience. Colby Dant and Moneyline Mac preview every FBS college football team, and you don't want to miss this. Check it out, College Experience, wherever you get your podcasts and YouTube, obviously. All right. Is the first fight one of those fights you're talking about, Gumby?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes. Because we've seen Bogdan Grad from Austria. We've seen him once in the UFC. He's fighting the Hillman, Mohammed Naimov from Tajikistan. They are fighting at 145, right? Yes, 145. Tell you about Grad first. The Unleashed is 15-2, 9 knockouts, 3 submissions. He's been knocked out once. 1-0 in the UFC. He's won 4 straight, 9-10. TKO win in his last bout. 1-1 in Contender Series. So there is... He has fought at least 3 times on this stage, kind of. He's fought at 155. Striking stats and twice more active landing strikes, all in his favor over Naimov. Better grappling stats than Naimov. He has been outstruck though by 2.01 strikes per minute plus 205. Hillman, 12-3, 6 knockouts, 2 submissions. He's been submitted once. 5-1 in the UFC. He's won 7 of 8, including his last bout. He's fought at 155. He went 0-1 in Contender Series. Who did he lose to, Gumby?
Naimov lost in Contender Series?
Yeah, surprising, right?
Yeah. I can't remember who he lost to. No,
he lost.
Oh, that one was way long ago.
Yes,
and then he had some fights in between.
Yep.
Oh, I remember talking to him about it, actually. No, I can't remember.
Colin Anglin.
Okay. Yep.
Hasn't really aged that well.
Nope,
He's
not at all.
Inch taller than Grad. He's been outstruck, but better than Grad. He's at minus 0.83, minus 225. Like Gumby said, this is a tough one because a lot of the stats point towards Grad, but Naimov has just looked really good since he's been in the UFC. He hasn't fought anyone. Well, Nathaniel Wood's a decent win.
And that was a really good win too.
Yeah,
especially the way he won it.
Yeah, a good win.
I mean, at one point in time, he did hold the cage, but like,
yeah, whatever. Hey, if you're not cheating, you're not trying, or something like that. Yeah, so I'm taking Naimov in this fight.
I'm going to take Naimov too, but I did have to hem and haw about this one because Bogdan Grad looked all right in his last fight. I think I'm a little bit of a hater on Bogdan Grad still because I don't think he won his Contender Series fight. I think he lost that fight to Michael Aswell.
Oh yeah, who did he lose to? He did lose one too.
It was a KO to like one of those tall. It wasn't Sam Patterson? Was it Tom Nolan?
Yes, Tom.
Yeah,
Nolan.
one of those like tall, lanky dudes.
Yeah.
So he fought Tom Nolan, and then I thought he lost to Michael Aswell. And didn't get the decision. So, yeah, I think he's slower on the feet than, a good boxer is. I think Naimov's a decent boxer, right? Like he came right out of the gate with a big knockout over Jamie Malarkey. That's a good win too. Jamie Malarkey's not a bad win. So he had that knockout win over Jamie Malarkey. He went toe-to-toe wrestling with Nathaniel Wood. And like, yeah, Bogdan Grad looked okay in his UFC debut, but like outside of that, like I'm not really sure he's going to deal with the wrestling of Naimov. I'm not sure he's going to deal with the power punching. He's going to spin a bunch too, and I think that's a problem because like when you spin against a guy who's a good wrestler, they're just on your hips and back, and you're screwed. So give me Muhammad Naimov here.
Yep, both in on Naimov. Now, I guess this is who this fight card's all for, right? This person right here, Nazim Sadykhov. Actually, no.
Yeah,
there's
who lives in New York, right?
Yeah, he's from. He has the Azerbaijan flag beside him. He's fighting out of Brooklyn, New York, though, and his head coach is John Wood, so he must be fighting out of Las Vegas as well.
They're working a lot together. Longo and Wood have pretty much since the Merab Dvalishvili move, right? Like because Merab has been training a lot. I mean, both of them were in Merab's corner for his last title win, so they've been working a lot together lately.
And yeah, not Azerbaijani coaches is what I'm getting at. He's fighting Nikolas Motta from Brazil, 3 5-minute rounds, 155. Tell you about Motta first. Iron is 15-5 with 1 no contest, 10 knockouts. He's been knocked out 4 times, submitted once, so finishing all his losses. 3-2 with 1 no contest in the UFC. He's won 2 straight and gone 3-2 with 1 no contest over his last 6. He's not lost since June 2023. 1 no contender series, 1-1 on the Ultimate Fighter. Regional champ. He's fought at 145 and 160. 2012 pro MMA debut. An inch reach over Sadykhov. He's been outstruck in the UFC and contender series by 0.86 strikes per minute. He's at plus 360. Sadykhov is Black Wolf, 10-1-1. 7 knockouts, 2 submissions. He's been submitted once. 9-0-1 over his last 10. TKO win in his last bout. He's not lost since November 2018, so he's on a nice little run here. 1 no contender series as well. He's fought at 150. An inch of height, a year of youth over Motta. More active landing strikes than Motta, better grappling stats than Motta. He's been outstruck by 0.96 strikes per minute in his UFC and contender series career. Minus 400, so a wide one here.
Yeah, and this one wasn't one of the hard ones for me. I'm taking Sadykhov. I think for me, Motta's chin is just a huge concern, right? He's been knocked out a lot. And granted against like some pretty good punchers, right? Manuel Torres got him once. Oh, but didn't Jim Miller get it? No, that was on the decent Jim Miller power punch range.
Yeah, he's an old man too now. He's got power.
Yeah, I'm still not sure I want a guy who's been knocked out by Jim Miller going in there, especially against Nazim Sadykhov, who's got like some pretty good power too, right? And so like I think Sadykhov's got that path to victory. He is also a somewhat decent wrestler. He didn't necessarily show it on Contender Series. He like kind of stalled out against the cage in a lot of that, but he's shown that he's got a little bit of wrestling in there. So like even if Motta had stunned him, he should be able to put him on his back. And, you know, Motta also, his record is actually could be worse. He's one of those ones who was getting the absolute snot beat out of him in a fight, and the ref just called it a touch too early, and then they called it a no contest for a premature stoppage. Trey Ogden beat the living hell out of him. So like, I want to say it would have been an arm triangle finish, and they said he was out and he wasn't out. And like, well, who cares? He was getting the snot kicked out of him. Just give Trey Ogden the win. But yeah, so, you know, Sadykhov against a guy who's not particularly resilient, not particularly durable. Yeah, I'll take Sadykhov every time.
Yeah. As Gummy said, better wrestler and he can crack in this. Motta wants to. I hope he doesn't really stand and bang with him because Motta can knock you out. But Motta also is one of those killer be kill guys. So the chin may not hold up here.
And also, I want to say about Sadykhov. Sadykhov is a guy who's really, really, really durable. Like if you watch that fight, it was Evan Elder he beat right by the cut stoppage, if I'm remembering correctly.
Yeah.
Evan Elder beat the snot out of him for 2 rounds. And you know, Evan Elder, tough dude, really, really super good. And then Sadykhov, I want to say it was a kick, and it cut Elder wide open and wound up getting a stoppage there in a fight he was probably going to lose anyway. But like he took a beating and like pretty much was no worse for the wear in the 3rd round. So like even if Motta is, you know, a guy who's got a lot of knockouts in there, I kind of trust the chin of Sadykhov here.
All right. Hopefully it doesn't get tested. All right, before we dive into more winning plays, reminder, the Circa's Ultimate Fantasy Football giveaway is ongoing. Circa Resort and Casino in Las Vegas is giving away the Ultimate Fantasy Football experience for a 12-person league to draft in Vegas and be treated like VIPs for their stay. You'll get a limo ride from the airport, a $5,000 tab for your stadium swim, and a hotel stay for you and your 11 league mates. You can always get 15% off at all the Circa properties with promo code SGP15. Enter the Ultimate Fantasy Football contest for free at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/circa. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/CIRCA. And we are brought to you by mybookie.ag. MyBookie is your place to bet on every sport, including the NBA Finals. MyBookie accepts customers from a ton of locations, easy deposit, and lightning fast payouts using crypto. All the UFC lines we're talking about today will be up at mybookie.ag. And when you go to check them out, sign up with our promo code MMASGPN. That way you get 100% deposit match up to $1,000. Terms and conditions apply. That's mybookie.ag, promo code MMASGPN. Another Azerbaijani fighter in the next fight, that would be Tofiq Musayev. I think he still fights out of Azerbaijan. He's up against Kyrgyzstan's Myktybek Orolbai. They're fighting at 155. Let's tell you about the native son first. Musayev is 22-5, 18 knockouts, 3 submissions. He's been knocked out once, submitted 3 times. This is his UFC debut. He's won 2 straight and 3 of 5. He's not fought, though, since November 2023. Past 2 wins have come via knockout. He went 1-1 in Bellator. He used to fight at 170, 2013 pro MMA debut, plus 145. Orolbai, 13-2-1, 6 knockouts, 5 submissions, never been finished in a fight. 2-1 in the UFC, 8-1 over his last 9. He did lose his last bout, though. Broke our hearts, or at least my heart. Regional champ. He used to fight at 170, 2 inches of reach over Musayev, 9 years younger. He's outstruck his opponents by 0.03 strikes per minute, minus 163. Give me Orolbai. I haven't given up on him yet. Yeah, he's just a dynamic fighter everywhere the fight goes, and just way like 9 years of youth is a massive advantage in any kind of fight, depending regardless of the weight class. So give me Orolbai.
I'm gonna call you out on being a late adapter to Myktybek Orolbai, though.
You liked him before, I remember.
Yeah, I
was
liked
it
him
LFA
even before you did.
Him
he was LFA, and I liked him on short notice, up a weight class against Uros Medic, and you were like, "That's crazy. He's new." And yeah, Orolbai is built different. And yeah, like that fight against Rebecca didn't go his way, right? But like, he was an absolute dog in that fight, and he was still in it at the very last moment. Like, it almost looked like he was going to get an arm triangle with no time left, and to steal that victory, you know, with his eye all blown up.
Yeah, I was going to say that was one where his eye got
destroyed, right? And like he was still in there battling. He was still tough as hell. And like, you know, the thing about Musayev is that like he's lost a step. Tofiq is not as fast as he used to be. He's shown some like real holes on the mat in the past. Like, watch his fight with, now granted, Roberto Satoshi is like an absolute beast on the mat, but like they were on the ground for like 6 seconds and he was in a triangle choke and tapped out. Like that fight was, it was a joke. And I'm not saying that like Orolbai is as crafty, but it does show that there are like some issues with him on the mat. And, you know, Orolbai is tough on the feet. He does eat punches, maybe a little bit too much, which might be a concern. But you also have to imagine the age of Tofiq is going to make him a little bit slower. And the fact that he's been off is probably going to mess with his timing. So give me Orolbai here. I think he's going to put a pace on him.
All right. Good number 2 in this fight. All right. We're going to some big boys, heavyweights. This fight was supposed to happen a bunch of times. It finally is. Curtis Blaydes from the United States, Rizvan Kuniev from Russia. This is the 3rd time this fight was scheduled, and it's been like almost like a full year or something like that. It's been for quite a while. Kuniev 13-2-1 with 1 no contest, 6 knockouts, 3 submissions. Never been finished in a fight. This is his debut. He went 2-0 in Contender Series. Got a no contest in PFL. That was for steroids.
The good kind.
The good kind. 11-0 with 1 no contest over his last 12. TKO win in his last bout. He's not lost a fight since August 2015. That's a long time. 2011 pro MMA debut, a year younger than Blaydes, despite the I guess there's an experience gap. In terms of number of fights, there isn't a massive gap, but Blaydes has been at the top of the UFC food chain for a long time. Better striking stats and active striking stats and grappling for Kuniev. That's based off of his 2 Contender Series fights. So he outstruck his opponents by 4.57 strikes per minute on those fights, plus 220. Razor Blaydes, 18-5 with 1 no contest, 13 knockouts. He's been knocked out 5 times. 13-5 with 1 no contest in the UFC. Loss over his last 3, 4-2 over his last 6. He got KO'd in his last bout. That's to the champ, Tom Aspinall. 2014 pro MMA debut. He's a wrestling champion, or was in college. 4 inches reach over Kuniev. He's outstruck his opponents by 1.63 strikes per minute. He's at minus 250. Last time we were both in on Blaydes. I can't remember what the number was, but I think we're both in on him again, right?
Yeah, I'm in on Blaydes again.
Yeah,
you know, I know Kuniev looked decent on Contender Series, but like this is a guy who's been in there doing it against the very best in the division for a long time. And apart from giving up takedowns to Jelton Almeida, like who has been out wrestling Curtis Blaydes? You know,
Right.
like his losses come from, you know, stupidly deciding to strike with dudes who are good at striking. And I just don't see that being the case. And even if it is, like, it's not like Kuniev is like crazy dangerous on the feet anymore.
Right.
And he's even like, I mean, I think even on our account, I posted on our Twitter account, I posted the before and after pictures of before and after he
Yeah.
tested positive for steroids, and
Yeah.
it was shocking.
Well,
And
there's
like,
a reason. There's a reason people take steroids. They work.
right. And
So-
now he's like a little more portly in the middle, and clearly doesn't have the cardio he had when he had the rocket fuel in his veins. So like, I like the fact that Curtis Blaydes is a dude who puts a pace on people too, right?
Yeah.
Like Curtis Blaydes doesn't get tired in fights. Like, have you ever seen a tired Curtis Blaydes? Like,
Nope.
he got taken down 10 times by Jelton Almeida and then had a TKO in the second. Like he's got that second level pace. And you know, when you have him on top of you too, like it's damn near impossible to get up, right? Like he just drops mean ground and pound. So yeah, I like Curtis Blaydes in this fight.
Do you see a ground and pound win, perhaps, or maybe
I
we'll
do.
talk about that
Perhaps
later?
you'll maybe talk about it in a bit.
Nice, nice. I don't want to give away your plays, but yeah, I definitely can see that happening here. All right, to co-main event. This should be a good one. Rafael Fiziev. He is from Azerbaijan as well. Does he still fight out of Azerbaijan though? No, he's Phuket, Thailand, I think, or at least that's where he's listed at.
Yep, Phuket top team.
Yeah, he's fighting Ignacio Bahamondes. He is not from Azerbaijan. He is from Chile. They're fighting 3 5-minute rounds, 155. Tell you about Fiziev first. Adaman, not Attaboy. That's a different fighter. Or your boy is a different fighter. Sorry, I'm getting my boy. All right, Adaman is 12-4, 8 knockouts, 1 submission. He's been knocked out twice, 6-4 in the UFC. He has lost 3 straight fights. Before that, he won 6 straight. He's not won a fight since July 2022, 2015 pro MMA debut, 29-8 in Muay Thai and a champion there. He's also a bronze medalist at the world level in Muay Thai. He's got better grappling stats than Bahamondes. He's been outstruck in the UFC, but just barely by 0.1 strike per minute, plus 110. So we got a close one at least here. The hula, the cage, is Bahamondes. 17-5, 11 knockouts, 2 submissions. He's been submitted twice, 6-2 in the UFC. He has won 3 straight and 6 of 7, all via finish. Missed weight twice at 155, not surprisingly, because he's huge. 1 low on Contender Series. He used to fight at 170. He's a regional champ. 2015 pro MMA debut as well. 7 inches taller than Fiziev, 4 inches reach on him, 4 years younger. Better striking stats, more active landing strikes. He's outstruck his opponents by 2.73 strikes per minute, minus 125. Give me Bahamondes. Way better striker, way bigger, and youth on his side and momentum. If you're into the momentum thing, he's definitely has a momentum on his side. Fiziev has been going down the tubes recently, so give me Bahamondes.
I'm gonna go Fiziev.
I
think this is a levels kind of fight.
Okay, we'll
like
find out.
I get that they're trying to like hype Bahamondes up, and they're like, look, Fiziev has got to either get right or get out of the top 10, right? Because he's lost 3 in a row. But like 2 of those are to Gaethje, right? And like one of them, he arguably beat Justin Gaethje, who like should be probably fighting for the title.
Yeah.
So like we're talking about Justin Gaethje possibly fighting for the title, and also this guy probably beat him. And like now we're moving a guy who's like, you know, what, top 20 lightweight up to fight him. And look, he's long. And I think that's the allure for a lot of people, and probably the allure for the book for why they got him as a favorite. But on that same token too, like he's lost to guys who are a little shorter and stockier, right? Like he lost to John Makdessi, who's like a shorter, stockier guy in
Ludovic Klein.
And like Ludovic Klein also has got a similar trait that Fiziev does, is that he's got lightning in his hands, and he sort of surprises you with his takedowns because he's got a low center of gravity, and he does shoot them once in a while in kind of a surprising fashion. In like, I think that's trouble for Bahamondes. I mean, it's the reason I picked Jalen Turner to beat him before, but like little did I know Jalen Turner had 3 feet out the door when he was taking that fight. So like, like I think Bahamondes is getting a step up based on like kind of not such great wins. And then like the exact opposite for Fiziev. Like he has had some really, really like superlative losses, like losses that you obviously you don't ever want to take losses, but losses at the very highest level of the sport. And like he's not going to get beat by the same kind of game that Gamrot brings, or not going to get beat by the same kind of game that Gaethje brings. He's going to fight a long, lanky striker who wants to strike. And I think he's going to get taken down a whole bunch of times and kicked in the ribs. Give me Fiziev.
All right. You make a very solid argument there, but hopefully I think we're always on different sides in Bahamondes fights, I think, or I might be mistaking him with someone else. But all right, before we get into the main event and our fancy plays at the end, to tell you about Underdog Fantasy, it's time for Gumby's, a bonus underdog pick and play. Underdog is going long for the NBA Finals with their extender bonus. Hop in game one, and the longer the series goes, the bigger the bonus gets. So hop in your time machine first to go back in time, and then hop in for game one. And you should know who's going to win because it's already happened. All right, Gumby, you got to play.
Yeah, I'm gonna take. We're gonna stick with UFC Baku this weekend. I'm gonna take the higher than on Myktybek Orolbai's takedowns. We just talked in the other one about how he's got an absolute motor. He takes over late in fights. Has the ability to score a bunch of takedowns. They got his projection right now at 2.5. I like the higher than on his takedowns. I think especially because if we see Tofiq get himself back to the feet, we're going to see a mat return twice right in a row, and you might hit 3 before you even get out of the first round. So take the higher than on Myktybek Orolbai's takedowns.
All right, and take the code MMA SGPN. That way you can claim your special pick and first time deposit offer up to $1,000 in bonus credits. So underdogfantasy.com, promo code MMA SGPN. And you've heard us talk about Rhythm before, and they just dropped a game-changing feature called Power Trends. These are AI-detected patterns from Rhythm's model, has consistently won, and has a high ROI. For example, a strikeout prop that wins 59% of the time when the line and win probability hit a certain range. Power Trends are updated daily and exclusive to Rhythm. No touts, no noise, just clean data-backed bets. Download the Rhythm app, check out Power Trends, and start betting smarter. You know we will be. Gumby has been finding lots of winners on there, right?
We've been finding winners all the time. So we're gonna head over to, and we did this series earlier. We're gonna head on over to the Washington Nationals versus Colorado Rockies. Which is the first, I mean, it is a series that everybody's got circled on their calendars. Yep. But I'm gonna tell you something. I like the higher than on Chase Dollander's strikeouts. So I'm picking a Rocky. I like the higher than on his strikeouts here. He went in and he's faced the Mets and the Braves in back-to-back games and has seen like a slight uptick in his strikeouts all along. It's going to be facing the Nationals. That should make things quite a bit easier. So take the higher than Chase Dollander's strikeouts.
That's a made-up person. There's no real person named Chase Dollander.
Oh, you don't watch enough college baseball then, my man.
And I don't watch enough Colorado Rockies either. It's true. All right. Sign up with a 7-day free trial at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm, RITHMM. I watch 0.0 minutes of college baseball, to tell you the truth.
The College World Series is on right now, and it has been very good.
All right. What are we getting to now? We're getting to our main event of the evening. Jamahal Hill versus Khalil Rountree Jr. A couple of Americans going at it. 5-minute rounds, 2:05. Tell you about Hill first. Sweet Dreams. Hill is 12-3 with 1 no contest, 7 knockouts. He's been knocked out 3 times. 6-3 with 1 no contest in the UFC. He's a former champ. Never lost it. He has lost 2 straight fights, both via knockout or TKO. Before that, he won 4 straight. He's not won since January 2023. He's a regional champ. He's fought at 215 and 225. 3 inches height, 3 inches of reach over Rountree, a year younger. Better striking stats, more active landing strikes. And he's outstruck his opponents by 3.03 strikes per minute. He's at plus 110. The Warhorse is 13-6 with 1 no contest, 9 knockouts. He's been knocked out 3 times, submitted once. 9-6 with 1 no contest in the UFC. He's won 4 of 5. He got TKO'd in his last bout by Alex Pereira. 2-1 on the Ultimate Fighter. Used to fight at 185. 2014 Pro MMA debut. He's been outstruck in the UFC by 0.78 strikes per minute, minus 120.
Rountree for sure in this one.
Not me. I'm taking Hill, sadly.
Oh my God. You think it's Jamahal Hill?
He's not good, but Rountree gets
He's not good. He's been knocked out twice in a row.
Yeah, Rountree gets hit too much. Rountree just got knocked out as well. So,
I mean, Rountree got knocked out by Alex Pereira like 4 rounds in after he beat him twice for 2 rounds.
Yeah. Right? Hill only loses to champions too now, somehow.
I mean, like, yes, that's who he's lost to in his last 2 fights, correct. But he's also been knocked out early in both of those fights. Am I wrong about that? Right? Like, Pereira knocked him out in, like, the first round. I want to say Yuri might have gotten him in the second round. Freaking Khalil Rountree was as tough as nails against maybe the best striker that the division's ever seen in 1 rounds off of him. Like, the other thing I will say and why I can't ever back Jamahal Hill is never, in my opinion, never going to be a technical striker in a UFC fight.
He's not.
He sucks against guys who are technically proficient on the mat. And like, hey, Yuri Prochazka isn't even technically proficient on the feet. He's like, well, I guess he's proficient offensively. Defensively, he's really terrible. But like, if Jamahal Hill didn't tag the defensively terrible Yuri Prohashka, how's he going to get to Khalil Rountree without eating something mean? Yeah, I think Rountree knocks him out. I'm going to give this fight no more than 3 minutes, and Rountree's got him on the mat. So give me Khalil Rountree.
All right. Gumby's very adamantly into Khalil Rountree's corner here. All right, let's recap and we'll get your extra plays here. I got Hill. I don't like saying it, but I do. He has Rountree. He has Fiziev. I have Bahamondes. We both have Blaydes. We both have Orolbai. We both have Sadykhov. We both have Naimov. This could be the week that you catch up, Gumby. This could be the week. All right, locks, dogs, props.
Keep back in Jamahal Hill. It's definitely
it's true. My turn. I think it's my turn first. Or is your turn first?
It's your turn.
My lock is Myktybek Orolbai at -163. Very nice number. We just told you why we like him.
Yeah, I'm gonna take I'm gonna take a little Rountree.
All right.
Yeah, I don't have any faith that Jamahal Hill doesn't get knocked out again.
I don't have faith in the guy at all.
After getting chin checked 2 in a row, and not being able to hold against good technical strikers. I'll take Rountree.
I got Hill as my dog. This money dog ended up on this card.
I'm gonna put together a graphic that's got your
you do every time.
That says takes Jamahal Hill. Yeah, that's terrible. I'm gonna take for my prop. I'm gonna take Curtis Blaydes by knockout. We mentioned it a little bit earlier on in the show. His TKO KO line, it comes in at +125. So I like the positive money on that one and think it should cash.
KO 125. Hey, wait, we didn't get your dog, did we? Did I get your dog? What's your dog?
No, I didn't. Yeah, no, I didn't give you my dog. I'm gonna take Nikova.
Really?
Against Melissa Mullins. I like her chances. I think she looked really good in their first fight. I think there's less of a problem turning it over real quick, and that one's got a massive number next to it. So I'm gonna take Zalesniakova.
There you go. I was gonna tell
and then I'm gonna take Curtis Blaydes by knockout too.
Oh, good.
Curtis Blaydes by knockout.
Alexieva via knockout. Gumby gave me this play +900. She's fighting a very bad fighter, Segula, who just got knocked out.
TKO knockout too, which is just what Alexieva would do.
Yep. So Alexieva knockout +900. I'll give Gumby the +450, and I'll take +450. Sure. All right, Rountree and Orolbai are the locks. Zalesniakova and Hill are the dogs. Blaydes knockout.
You don't have to take him. You keep making those faces.
I don't have any other. I don't have any other dogs, so I can't back off him.
No, but I meant you didn't have to take him when we were making picks. You know,
he's gonna win, and we'll see. So, all right, Gumby, what do we got today? Hungry Man Jong, what?
We got a parlay. I'm going to go 2 fights on this one and get you 10-1 odds. The first one I'm going to go with is the bigger half of those. I'm going to take Jung Young Park by submission. His submission line right now is +400, which I was kind of surprised by. I didn't quite think it would be that high, but like +400. 3 of his last 4 wins are by rear naked choke. Don't see why he can't do it again. Thinks he's got a wrestling advantage here against Nardiev. Yeah. So I'm going to take the higher than the submission prop there at +400. I'm going to pair it with Nazim Sadykhov by KO. We talked about why Sadykhov looks like a perfect spot to grab a KO here against Nikolas Motta. Right now, that prop is coming in also at +125. So when you pair those two together, you're going to get +1025, which gets you a nice Hungry Man John parlay.
All right. Park sub Sadykhov knockout. Let's do it. We'll be in the Discord, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Discord. There's lots of Mo Usman.
They love him. They love him for some reason.
GIFs in there and memes in there, thanks to Goofier Deer. So if that's your jam, get in our Discord, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Discord. We're on YouTube, of course. You may be watching us right now there. Make sure you subscribe, MMA Gambling Podcast. You can hit us up in the comments on the old Twitter, X, SGPN MMA. He's at Gumby Reelan, and I'm at Jeff Fox Writer. Same as Instagram for me, at Jeff Fox Writer. Now that we told you who's going to win and how, you can enter my free UFC Pick'em contest at moneymma.substack.com. Gumby has another podcast. If you want to hear more Gumby, and why would you not want to? It's called Top Turtle. And who is on it this week?
Yeah, we're interviewing a pair of Contender Series hopefuls. We got heavyweight Elijah Ellison from the Pacific Northwest. And then
Don't call him Alicia. Don't call him Alicia.
It's Elijah, even though it's spelled kind of funky. But yeah, we got Elijah Ellison and then Alec Lorenz, who's an MMA lab light heavyweight who's been dominating LFA lately.
Yeah, I remember the name. We've talked about him quite a few times already. So yeah, check out Top Turtle. And of course, we're at sportsgamblingpodcast.com, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/store to get your merch, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Patreon for bonus content. Back on Sunday, Gumby will bid you farewell this week.
All right, I'm Data Could Be Freeland. He's Sweet Dreams, Jeff Fox, and we will see you on Sunday.
Rubbing it in.